Welcome to Living Local with Lori.
Hi, I'm Lori Johanneson, a top performing realtor in Naperville and the surrounding suburbs. My goal is to connect my friends, family, and clients with local area experts. Today, I am lucky to be having a Zoom interview with Joe from Prager Moving and Storage. Joe is the general manager of Prager Moving and Storage, and as well as he's a past client of mine, which is also extra special that we have that connection. And he's recently married, so that's also extra wonderful since so many weddings and things got delayed because of COVID. Everything is starting to look up, as well as I think people are moving. People are moving all over. So would love to hear, where are people moving? Are they moving in town, or are there more people moving out of town versus in years past?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me, Lori. I appreciate it, being on your channel and the opportunity to speak to your clientele as well. So thank you. It's interesting because there seems to be an obvious, and I'm sure you're as aware as well, of the influx in supply and demand right now. It's actually interesting to see how much the flow of the local moving industry has been consistent throughout the pandemic and the end of the year, beginning of this year, and how hot the suburb market has been in Illinois compared to years past, outside of what we would refer to as peak season, meaning before the school year ends, so anything before May 15th or so. With that being said, though, we are seeing quite an influx of outbound moves from the Illinois area and surrounding to the Carolinas, to Texas, to Arizona, to Florida. So obviously, as more and more of the country kind of recovers from the shelter in place and gets the green light to telecommute without the need to, drive into work every day, not only have the suburbs become a popular choice for people, but so have states with warmer weather. And so we're seeing a lot of that happen as we move into the summer, and the outbound tonnage start to flow in as kids, graduate from school and enter summer break.
So you definitely see more people moving out of state than in state moves currently because of that.
It's
so
definitely
I it would be the case, as many of my sellers as well. I only had one where they moved from one backyard to another backyard, literally, like, could have walked their stuff over, and you guys actually moved them around the block, which was wonderful.
Oh, nice.
So people have a lot of moving choices. I've referred you guys not only because I know you and you're professional and provide a very fair cost, but how do you differentiate yourself from other moving companies, and what do you think makes you stand out?
Sure. So I think, one of the things that good job with in kind of pushing down to, the guys that are out there every day performing the work is the Prager culture. And it's the family mentality of being a single agent location within the Naperville market since the 1950s. His dad started this company. A lot of the guys that still work here remember Chuck Pushek, and he's done an excellent job of making sure that the people that are out there that are actually moving your furniture, everything that you've acquired over the years, all of your family heirlooms, your kid's first bike, all these things that you cherish, that they move those things with the same intention as if we're moving them for our own family members. And so the big thing that we try to push is our responsibility to you as not only a facilitator of the move, but as trusting us with your most valued possessions. And that's basically what it comes down to at the end of the day. Is it's a high stress time in anyone's life, whether you're moving around the corner or you're moving 4 states away. Everything that you own is going in one of our trucks, and we understand that. And so from, the customer service and the first point of contact being the salesman, to pushing the order down to customer service and then facilitating all the requests that come with that to the drivers, is what we kind of, hang our hat on, in terms of, you're not just getting a mover at the lowest price. You're getting a mover who cares about what we do and the reputation that we leave, because we're only as good as our last client based on, who you ask.
And I lead my business in the same way, which is probably another reason why I trusted you with my own stuff. You guys moved my stuff out of my house and stored it for 8 months and then moved it back in after we did a renovation. So it's not only,
Yep, I remember that.
I not only can refer you because I think you're great, but also I've had firsthand experience with it, which is another, great testament, because you move, you store, you move across country, which is great because not a lot of moving companies do that. They do things more in-house and may have a name that warrants that they are cheaper than the rest, but truly the quality is probably not the same as what you guys provide others. So very good information. Fun fact, fun story, fun fact, funny story of a move. What can you share with us?
Oh, that's a good question. Putting me on the spot with that one too. Well, I guess let me see if I can. I'll try to see if I can think of a funny one of a move. But we'll do a fun fact about myself is I actually am adopted, and I have since found my birth mother and birth father. And so growing up to the age of about 25, I had one sister and my mom and my dad. And since then, I have great relationships with both the other sides of the family that I have since discovered. And I now have a total of 2 sisters and 7 brothers and 3 nieces. And so the continuation of the family tree just gets bigger and bigger. And as you mentioned, being married recently, it was an incredible time in my life to be surrounded by so many, friends and family, especially.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And if I had to pick an interesting or a quirky part of a move, I'm coming up blank on the spot.
Stuff
Sorry.
you're moving out of people's houses, like why didn't you just throw this crap away?
Well, we get into situations like that a lot where there are people that we just kind of look at each other and say, you really want us to move this stuff? This is your chance to get rid of it.
There you
So
go. That's a better way to put it.
Right. We encounter that quite a lot, actually. Is you want this in the garage, the basement, or the garbage? So
that's funny. Well, people don't, and that's why I really encourage people. You should really move every 5 to 7 years so you can get rid of stuff. And if you stay in a house longer, you end up continuing to invest in things that start to break. So sometimes it's good just to move on and get rid of a lot of stuff that you collect that weighs you down. So
absolutely,
well,
I can say. Joe. Oh yeah, no problem. I was just gonna say I can say too, being down the street from the Goodwill, we have more and more people that have been telling us, we're going to downsize. This is the stuff that we've separated. So it really is nice to see too people as you continue to move through the process that want to give back and say, we do Move for Hunger, which is food donation. A lot of the times if people don't want something moved, we'll bring it straight to Goodwill from their move. And that's something that we can offer to do too. And the lines have just been ridiculous. I'm sure out of, COVID and quarantine, everybody started going through a lot of the stuff they don't use anymore. So it really is nice to see that people, transition that stuff over to people that could use it as well.
That's wonderful. And it's wonderful that you guys also help. I didn't know that. So, hey, I'll connect with you after this call.
Absolutely.
I have somebody that could really use your help. You're like, thanks. All right, Joe. Thanks again. I'm sure I'll see you soon, hopefully. And thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Also, remember to follow us on Instagram at Johanneson Home.